Welcome back to my channel, everybody. This is actually the fourth video that I'm recording today, and that probably won't matter because I'm not planning to publish them at any time close to each other, but still, it's a lot of recording. I guess I just decided that I wanted to get all of this done today. I did the whole setup and decided, you know what, why not film everything? So this video, I'll probably do at some point in the future as well, as I have more books to include in the video. But I decided a little while ago that I wanted to do a video just displaying the books that I had painted the edges of, or that I have painted edges of, which means I have to get a couple more down. But anyway, I'll get those down at the end. I am actually missing one book. I already packed it. I probably should have waited to record this because I think I'm going to be getting my books out actually to go through them, but I don't really like that one anyway. And I'll talk about it in a second, but I'm going to try to go through these in the order that I painted the edges of them for. Yeah, you can tell I've already filmed a few videos. I'm starting to lose it. Anyway, I'm going to go through them in order if I can remember. And then afterwards I will talk about videos. After that I will talk about the books that I have bought that already had sprayed edges. So let's just get into the ones that I did myself. First up is Dewey, and I don't think this one's going to show up super well on camera. It really doesn't. But, oh my gosh, it's so very bad. Maybe if I hold it up here. Like, there we go. Get it a little bit darker. Yeah, so you can see the peachy color. It is still darker in person. It's super peachy, but this is one of my favorites. And this is the first one that I did, and I feel like it turned out really, really super well. I love this one. This is the first one I did. The second book I did was actually To Kill a Kingdom, but that is the one that I don't have with me, and it also didn't turn out super well. Like, I did the pages this deep red to match the gem on the cover in the hilt of the sword. And then I decided I would try to go in and add some tentacles because the red was just a lot. So I tried to break it up with some tentacles, and it looks okay, but it's also not the best. And I just don't really like that book anyway, so I didn't really care. But that one is packed away, and I don't really feel like trying to get it out right now. So that is the second one that I did. Actually, I did it at the same time that I did Dewey, and somehow it turned out a bit worse. But anyway, that's the second one. Let's move on. Next, I did these four. I actually did these two, and then these two. And yeah, so let's talk about these. So these are the first and third book in the Chronicles of Fairy series. And I did this one purple because there's a little bit of purple like shine on the cover. So I did this one purple. And then I tried to match the cloak for this one. And as you can see, these two didn't turn out super well. I put the paint on really thick on accident, and so when I was taking the pages apart, the paint also kind of peeled off, and it's still peeling off. So these didn't turn out super well. And the colors don't really match super well either. They match the books themselves. They don't really match the whole series. But that's okay. I don't regret painting the edges of these. Even though they don't look the best now, I still don't regret it. I was learning, and it doesn't hinder me from reading the books. I can still read them just fine. So I did these two, and then I did these two. So these two turned out a lot better. This is where I started learning different things about painting them. So these are the second and fourth book in the Chronicles of Fairy series. So again, painted them to match the covers, and these turned out really, really well. I think they're super beautiful. I love the blue, and not a lot of peeling. They worked out well, and this is when I learned that if you water down the paint a little bit, it goes on a lot thinner, and then you don't have the issue with it peeling off afterwards. They're not quite perfect. Like you can see there's a white patch up here. I don't remember if that's because the pages were folded or what. I don't know. I think I just missed that or it peeled off. But for the most part, these books turned out really well, and I'm super happy with them. After that, I decided to do the Karma Club, which I hadn't read. I still haven't read it, but I wanted to try this one. I wanted to paint more. So I did this one, this nice pinky color. I was going back and forth between trying to match this or trying to match like this color kind of. Or I guess the color of this, which is a little bit greener. And my mom convinced me that I should do pink. And I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I feel like it just fits the whole feel of the book, like the whole vibe, even though I haven't read it yet. This one, I learned some other things with though as well. So as you can see, well, maybe you can see, there's some like white strips. And that's from where the pages had been dog-eared. And I hadn't gone through and made sure all the pages were nice and smooth. So when I went through and was taking the pages apart, I found the dog-eared pages, and when I smoothed them out, of course, they had no paint on them. And they really, really stand out, but otherwise, this one turned out super well, and again, I love the pink. I think the pink looks super great. The last two books that I painted the edges of are On the Come Up and Concrete Rose, and I love them. Like, look at that. I'm going to include The Hate U Give here, even though I didn't paint these at all. I just think they look awesome together. I really love it. And I painted them to match their covers. So yeah, they match the dust jackets for sure, but the covers of these, they match as well. So this one is just plain white, plain black, and then plain red. So the pages look awesome. I'm gonna actually take the dust jackets off just to show you. I'll do it with just one of them for right now. I don't feel like taking the dust jackets off of all of them. But yeah, so we have just like, this is Concrete Rose, it's just red. So now we have nice red pages to match. And I love how these turned out. Really, really love them. Once I read this one, this is the last one that I have to read, I plan to still leave them facing like this on my shelf just because I love the pages so much. Except my books are all getting packed up, so whenever I set my shelves up again, that's how I plan to do it. I think those turned out pretty well. I actually also did it for another copy of this one, but that was the copy I had originally, and then my college sent me all 3 books signed somewhere by Angie Thomas. All 3 of them are signed by Angie Thomas, which is really cool because I didn't have Concrete Rose and I really wanted to get it. And I was planning to bring the books to college with me just in case she ever showed up. She graduated from the college I'm going to, and I believe she still lives near there. So I was like, hey, if she ever shows up, I want to have the books with me. But now I don't have to worry about that because I have signed copies for all 3. Anyway, I painted the edges of On the Come Up of my other book first, just in case it didn't work out or didn't look good. And then I fell in love with the black on black, so I painted the other ones. Now we get into books that I have received that have painted edges or sprayed edges. These are probably actually sprayed. So the first one is this Golden Flame, and it has these nice edges, these nice burgundy edges. I really, really like them. This is an Illumicrate edition, so nothing like special about the cover here, but the dust jacket has some character art on it, so I could flip it around this way. And also that same picture, they came in a little print. Actually, it's kind of a big print. I don't know. It came in a print and I put it up above me here, which you can't see it, but that's okay. And then it also came with this one, which is also a letter, which I haven't read yet. I plan to read this when I read the book, so I haven't put it up on my wall either. It just stays in the book, right in here. It just stays in the book. But anyway, this is the first book that I bought that had sprayed edges, and I love the color. I really love these. So I'm kind of glad that they sprayed them for me because I might not have chosen that color, but it's like the perfect color. Now for the other books that I have that have sprayed edges, they're actually up here on either side. Right there. So I have to get those now. Yeah, I gotta get those down and I'll show you those. I'm gonna try to do this quickly just in case these books decide to fall. They will crush some things on my shelf and I don't want that to happen. So here we go. The first 2, actually, yeah, never mind. Let's do it this way. The first 2, I bought these. I splurged and bought them because they're gorgeous. The second 2 books, in the second and third book in the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy, the 10th anniversary, I think these are also Illumicrate. Maybe they're LitJoy. These might be LitJoy. I don't remember. I think LitJoy. Anyway, I didn't get the first book. I'm really, really sad because now it's super expensive like everywhere. But anyway, I did get these 2. And they have gorgeous sprayed edges. Really gorgeous. Look great with the books themselves and with the inside covers, the naked covers. Oh, these are gorgeous. And the first book is blue. It's like this beautiful blue color. Go look it up because it's gorgeous. And it would look so good with these, but I sadly don't have it. So maybe someday I will get my hands on it. I really, really hope to because I gotta complete this now. Now that I spent the money to get these 2 books, I have to complete it and get the first book. But yeah, that's very expensive, so we'll see when that happens. Anyway, those 2, I bought those and they just had those sprayed edges. And then the other 2 are another 2 of Laini Taylor's books, so Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares. And I don't know if these are technically sprayed. Yeah, I'm assuming so. Okay, I'm assuming they're sprayed. So they're silver, this nice silver, both of them, which looks really cool. Honestly, I'm not a massive fan of silver and gold sprayed edges. I think they just seem kind of like boring to me. No offense. But they do look really, really nice in this set. They look really good. And those are all of the books that I have right now with sprayed edges, with the exception of To Kill a Kingdom because it's in a box. I thought this would be kind of a fun video to film. I wanted to like show off my sprayed edges books, I guess. Not like in a bragging way, but just because I'm proud of the ones that I did. And the ones that I bought, I think they're pretty. And I really, really want to do this again, but I don't really have time right now. I don't know what books I want to do. So I'm trying to like appease myself as well and keep from getting into this and starting to just paint the edges of like all of my books when I don't have time. So those are the ones I have right now. Next summer, maybe I'll do a bunch more because I really do want to do it again. I would love to do this with like all of my hardbacks. I'd love to do it with my paperbacks if I could, but that's a lot harder. It's just harder to tape up the books and everything. Those are my sprayed edges. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. You know the spiel. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can leave it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments why you didn't enjoy it and how I can improve in future videos. Let me know down below, do you have any books that have sprayed edges? Did you do it yourself, or did you buy them that way? Or did you buy them and then send them to somebody to spray the edges? Because I know that's a thing as well that I was considering for a very long time until I figured out I could do it myself, and it's a lot cheaper. But anyway, let me know if you have any books with sprayed edges down below. And I guess that's it. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed day, everyone.